Hey everybody, it's your mad mama of the internet here, along with Ruby Sue, the pirate poops, who decided to get her sunny beam today. Today is going to be a more relaxed format type video because we're going over some stuff having to do with, being stuck indoors because of the Han Flu Shuffle. So, let's get into the video, right? Right. Okay, so, many of you are probably finding yourselves in the position of being a homeschooler. And you have no clue what you're doing, no clue how to do it. You've looked for stuff on the internet, you've come, all this stuff has come home. So, you have your kids now to homeschool as well as telework, if that is available to you, in these wonderful little times. So, make a lesson plan if one didn't already come home. In other words, if the projects and work that was sent home from the school doesn't have an action plan for you to follow for your children, sit down every morning, make a lesson plan. The hardest thing a homeschooling mom like I used to do is you have to constantly remind yourself, you know this stuff. That's why you're teaching this stuff to your kid. Well, one of the reasons anyway. But your kid is learning this for the first time. So please maintain that mindset and that mentality while you're introducing the subject matter to your children. If they ask a lot of questions, just take a deep breath, relax, answer the questions as best you can. If they ask a question that you can't answer, usually the answer might be in the material that was sent home. So take a look at that. If not, you can go online and find the answers. Make learning fun. Just because it's homeschool, don't let the word school mess you up. You can make schooling fun, Do funny accents while you're teaching the English course. During math, if it's a new subject or a new section of the math that the teacher hasn't gotten to yet that you're teaching for the first time, deliberately do some of the problems incorrectly and have your kids correct them. My kid absolutely loved that. His face would light up like nobody's business when he got to check mommy's work and correct mom. So, be on the lookout for that. Science can be fun too. If it's science that requires experiments, do the experiments with your kids. Show them how the experiment's done, help them through it. Obviously supervise them if they're doing any kind of science experiments. There's lots of science, math, and history resources online. I've got those linked in the description. So be on the lookout for those. Let me see here. Take breaks. I can't stress the importance of this. And there are scheduled breaks for homeschooling that you can schedule into your lesson plan, but the breaks that I'm talking about is if you find yourself or your child getting absolutely frustrated about what you're trying to teach, if it's not coming across right, or if they're just not getting it, and you see the frustration mounting on their face, just take a break, go to another subject, and then come back to it later. Or just take a break completely and have a distraction, and that'll help you come at it from a different angle and hopefully calm them down enough for them to be able to understand what's going on. Let me see here. If you can find online tutorials that can show your kid the subject matter, do so, because it lets you decompress and de-stress and have your little bitty break. And it allows them to learn from an expert that created the tutorial. So notice how I said expert. There are a lot of educators and tutorial websites online that are made for educators and for students. So if you can find those, use those during this particular time in order to properly tutor your kid and teach them. Schedule PE. Kids are kids. They're boundless resources of energy. They're going to have more energy than you know what to do with on a normal day. But in these quarantine times where you're stuck at home, where, going outside is limited to 0 or none, physical exercise, PE, is very, very, very important. If you have a backyard, go in the backyard, play tag with them for a little while, have some sort of exercises that you guys can do together. There are kids exercise videos on YouTube. Do the exercises with your kids for that little PE time. Get a little, that helps them and their energy level stay normal throughout the day, or at least on an even keel, so they're not fidgeting in their seats or wanting to do other things when they're supposed to be doing their homework. PE is very, very important. That's why it's in all the schools. You will probably reach a time, especially if you're homeschooling middle school and high school kids, that you have come up with material, or you have material sitting in front of you that is a little out of your depth. You don't know how to teach it. You don't know how to explain it. There are resources online, again, tutorials and websites that I've linked below that can help you through that. If not, the next step. You're not the only one having to homeschool during this time. So you're not the only one doing this for the first time. See if you can find other parents that you have either worked with or that you know in the neighborhood that are, having the same issues that you are, or in the same spot as you are. Come up with like Google School, or StreamYards has private stuff. You don't necessarily have to stream with StreamYards to do that. Come up with a family Discord where you can share screens, and you can have an online homeschool co-op. This way, the teachers or the parents that are strong in some subjects can compensate for the subjects that you're weak in or you're not comfortable teaching because you don't think you can do it in an effective manner. And you get your socialization, and so do they, through the online co-op thing. Snack times are very important. Now, snacks should be healthy snacks. Fruits, cheeses, vegetables, pre-prepared crackers, and things of that nature. Nothing sugary, no sugared drinks, no sodas, because that'll spike their energy levels and everything will start over again. The idea of healthy snacks during a homeschooling day is to keep their focus, to help them keep their focus. So a good breakfast, and then a homeschooling, a little snack, done before 2, all of it healthy and balanced, so they don't feel too full, so they're still not hungry, so their sugar doesn't spike, and they can actually focus on the work that you are trying to show them. So there's that. We love our children. We will do anything in our power to make sure they're healthy, happy, their bubbly personalities shine through and everything. But when you're stuck indoors and you can't take them to a park, and you can't take them outside, and they're not going to school, and it's kind of like summer break without being able to take them on vacation. Stress levels rise, tension becomes very, very tight in between everybody, siblings and parents, So there's a few things that I came up with that you can do with your kids during this time. Plan reading times with the family. That's right. Even if it's a Kindle, a regular book is good. Reducing their online time is probably good during these particular moments. But if you need, to use a Kindle because that's the only way that you have access to your books, fine. Sit in a circle. Take turns reading. Make sure it's age appropriate to everybody in the room. Well, at least the children in the room. And then after you're finished reading it, talk about what you just read. What you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, what you thought the story was about. And maybe, ask the kids what they would have done to make the story a little bit better if they didn't like it. You'll be surprised at the answers that come out of their mouths. And here we go. This is another one. Yeah, I know I mentioned this during the homeschool thing, but exercise is very important. Okay? Exercise with your kids. Make it fun. If you have a backyard because you have a house, do it in the backyard. Toss the ball around. Throw a frisbee around. Play tag. Things of that nature. If you're stuck in the house because it's raining, play hide and seek with your kids. Stuff like that. Just, no running. Maybe fast walking through the house because running can be dangerous. But you see what I mean? Spend time with your kids. Play board games. Have designated board games times where everybody votes on a board game to play. And no, don't grouse or groan if they pick the kiddie ones. Chutes and ladders can be fun for grown-ups too. Play multiplayer games that are age appropriate for your kids. Play it with them. That way the whole family gets in on the multiplayer action and everybody's playing a game and having fun. But again, limit computer time. Limit screen time. Look online for simple crafts that you can do with your kids. Again, I've linked sources below to simple crafts that kids can do. You can sit down and do the crafts with them. Start up simple crafts. Teach crafts to your kids. The simple ones that are age appropriate if they're small kids. You've got drawing and coloring for the smaller kids as well as, the older kids. Macrame, there's links in the description to websites that offer all sorts of ideas for crafts for kids that you can do with them. So there's that. Get your kids involved with the cooking. Now would be a really good time to get your kids in the kitchen. Okay? Again, below, there's at least 3 or 4 links down there for age-appropriate recipes that kids can do in the kitchen that you can walk them through. You see where I'm going with this? You see the theme? Is it sinking in? I hope so. Everybody's going to have to do chores, right? Everybody's going to have to do chores. So instead of grousing and groaning and moaning, make chores fun. You know how to do it. Turn them into a game, with rewards, not sugary rewards, but with rewards for, like game time and things like that. Also, plan quiet times during the day. That way everybody can have time to themselves. Explain to your kids, no, they're not being grounded. It's just quiet time. Quiet time helps to calm the mind, to relax the body, and gives everybody the privacy they need, especially if they have designated rooms to themselves. If your children are sharing a room, then one can go to the room, the other one can go somewhere else in the house, and then the next time there's quiet time, alternate. What I'm getting at here is spend quality time with your children. Okay? It's easy to snap at your children. It's easy to sit there and constantly holler at your children and tell them that they're being too loud, that they're being annoying, that, they need to calm down, that they need to settle down. And something always needs to stay in perspective here, okay? You're not the only one stuck indoors. You're not the only one not allowed to go anywhere. These are kids that when they are having a day off, they're used to going outside and playing with their friends. They're used to going over to their friends' houses and the like. So yeah, they're in this as much as you are. So, make it as good an experience as you possibly can. And if that means having quiet time, have quiet time. Have that quality time with your kids. Spend time with your kids. Take the adult hat off. Take the mom and dad hat off for a little while. Be a kid with your kids, because that's a stress relief for you too. That's why I suggest like hide and seek, throwing the ball around with your kids, playing kid-type board games, kid-type video games, because you got to bring the kid out in you every once in a while just to relax, decompress, and just cut loose. Okay, adults, here we go. Most of us have gotten used to these things right here, and we're sitting, or we're those social butterflies that like going everywhere and doing everything and talking to everybody, and now you can't. And now you're doing this. Exercise. If you don't have any children in your house, exercise. You've got Beachbody.com, no, that's not a sponsorship, that has several different types of exercise programs that you can do. There's several different types of exercises on YouTube that you can do too. Entire channels devoted to health and fitness on YouTube. Check some of them out and see if there's any of them that you wouldn't mind doing. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to go to the gym. It's not necessary, especially not now. If you want to do exercises in your backyard because you have a house, do those exercises in your backyard, okay? If you have an apartment and you have a balcony or a patio, do them outside on the patio, get your fresh air. Fresh air is very important. If you feel like you need to take a walk at least once a day, just make sure nobody else is walking with you on the route that you have chosen. If you have to drive to get to that particular part that might still be open in order for you to walk, just keep your distance from all the other walkers. Just stay safe. Practice common sense. Stay safe. Try new recipes. Epicurious.com, Food Network, I think Delish.com is another one. Myriads of websites out there, allrecipes.com, for you to branch out and expand and try new things and cook new dishes. And who knows, you might wind up making your own cookbook this way with recipes that you might actually use. Now I say that because how many of you out there in YouTube and internet land have at least 5 to 6 cookbooks and only use 2 to 3 recipes out of each book? We're all guilty of it. All of us that cook are guilty of it. Get yourself a binder, some page protectors, and some dividers. Label those dividers how you see fit. That'll be organized for you. Print up that recipe. If you like that recipe, put it in the binder. There you go. There's a recipe you're going to use. Give it a best shot. You never know. Teach yourself a new cooking technique. Polish them skills. Take up a new hobby. There's jewelry making, model making, you have calligraphy, and I don't mean the digital kind. You can teach yourself how to draw during this time. If there's any craft stores open, teach yourself crochet, knitting. Maybe you have some friends that crochet or knit. You guys can get on like a video call or something, and you can show them what you're doing, and they can walk you through it. Now's the time for you to branch out a little bit. Find something to do that doesn't involve a monitor or screen or some sort of electronic device. So when you come home after the quarantine's done, you can just kind of unplug, unwind, and relax. There are plenty of hobbies out there. I'm sure there's one that you wouldn't mind doing. And if you're already doing one and you got, all this other stuff's going on and you didn't have time to do this, now's time to finish. I had coffee on my thumb. Sorry. Now's time to finish that hobby project that you started and got too busy to finish. Or that video that you wanted to finish and then, life happened. There are plenty of unfinished things that we have during the course of our lives because we get bogged down or we get busy. Real life takes precedence. Now's the time to finish those unfinished projects and ideas that you started out with and never quite finished. So get to it. If you're a gamer, start a new game, one that you haven't played before. Try a new MMO, try a new strategy game, try a new RPG. Just branch yourself out. Try a genre of game you've never tried before. You might like it. You might like it. You see. Oh, also too, if you have your Discord, if you have a Discord, plan watch parties, like movie parties, because now a lot of these movie people are, because can't go to the theater. A lot of these theater movies are now on certain applications like Amazon, Netflix, and the like. See where these movies are that you've always wanted to watch. Plan a watch party with your friends on Discord. Hop into Discord, share that screen, and have a movie night. If you're into anime. If you want to go back to some of the classics, classic TV shows can be found on Hulu. Yeah, Hulu. As well as classic cartoons that we all grew up with. They're out there, man. They're on the internet. The internet doesn't forget. You can also watch anime and commentate on it. There's lots of things that you can do in watch parties. You can also play games in Discord by sharing your screen, like, yes, Quiplash, there's Use Your Words, and plenty of other Jackbox games that you can also do during this time with your friends in Discord. If you don't have a Discord, but you know a friend that has Discord, contact them and, shoot this idea their way. They might actually like it. And that's it for this video. Sorry it was a little long, but there's a lot of information to impart on you guys. The different sections will be time-stamped if you want to, skip around a little bit. This is your mad mother of the internet who once again failed on not touching her face. I did it again. I swear, I need a dinger. See? Dinger. I need a dinger. In these times, it's very important for us to stay calm, stay informed, and keep our heads. For a lot of us, this is the first time that we've had to stay home and we couldn't go out and go wherever we wanted to go. Take this time to learn new things. As always, my friend, don't touch your face. Take 20 seconds to wash your hands. Get under your nail beds. If you gotta go out, make it essential and keep your distance. Until next time, this is your mad mother of the internet saying I love y'all. Stay safe.